Yo, what is going on, guys? It's Create Memories, and welcome to another video. In my last video, I went through and talked about Red's update that he released on July 16. Today is July 19. And so I went through all of the roadmap, and if you need to check it out, you can see it above, and that way you can kind of see what is coming up, as well as the update that's apparently supposed to come out this coming month in August. Now, we're expecting it in August. Could come in September. If I had to bet money, I would probably say September. Give the developers just a little bit of time. But hey, they might get it out, so no worries there. So today we're gonna again be talking about Rising World, and if you haven't noticed, it is on sale. So I have bought this for two friends, and they haven't played yet. Maybe I should have waited till now to buy it for them. Hopefully they end up playing. We'll see what happens. But yeah, I have a small group of guys we've been playing, so it's been a lot of fun. So today we're gonna be talking about kind of following up like a follow-up video of last video and talking about how the different suggestions that are happening. We're going to be going through the discussions page. I had talked about a couple things in that last video that I had to cut a bunch of stuff out just because it was getting very, very long. So today I'll do a short little video about what people are saying. So if you've never heard of Rising World, it's a voxel game that's based in the world that's made for survival, and the building system in this game I feel like is unmatched. It's been out for since 2014. It's gone through a new engine workaround, a new engine rewrite, and so there's been a lot. So there's a lot going on, and we are gonna get through basically what people are saying. All right. Long story short, say you would go to the Steam page, you can click on Community Hub. There's a bunch of other different Rising World places you can find information on. So yesterday I read the next update from Red. There's a couple known issues that he's pinned in June 24. He's saying that there's a couple things that he knows of, and then these are the bug fixes that are expecting. So these scratched out is what he's been working on. Some people have been reporting it, and then we'll talk there. Now, is the game good now? I would already say, dude, I would already say it's good. Okay, it's a good game. The building itself is amazing. If you just like strictly building games, it's awesome. If you want more content, great, stick around. But as it is now, I still think it's a good game. It definitely doesn't feel like complete, but that's the whole point of a early access game. And what we can do to help is get him some support. Purchase that game, do it on sale, buy it for people. Hopefully they play with you. and then um and then we'll go from there. Okay. So yeah, he's just kind of talking about different bugs that we're talking about. I went to play, you download in my game, I die it. What? Rising World I went to play, you download in my game, I die, it freeze, you can't do nothing, so I have hold and shut down my computer, I never have no problem. Oh man. Okay. I admin on a server. The past 2 days, I placed locked chests in one of my builds. The chests and everything in them disappeared. Today, one of our players lost all the items she placed: workbenches, primitive tent, campfire, and grill. Chests with everything in them, the door to her build, standing torches, etc. I did advise her to use the report button since I know it's not just our server now. Saw someone else post about it. Otherwise, we're enjoying the update. Okay, so that was in May when they had put out the animal update. I think it was might have been here. Nope, not that. That's a whole new thread right there. It would have been the animal update here. So controller support. He said that he was working on that. The next update will fix the remaining bugs. We're also support for joystick input. This is relevant because some gamepad are typically recognized as generic joystick. We're going to add a way to rebind controller buttons, but unfortunately it's unclear whether it will make it. Okay. So I did put out a video about controllers. So these are basic input bindings. I would suggest you check it out. I have been able to make it to where you can make it to where you can use a controller and you can have two different layouts when you just hit a button on and off. There's a building layout and just a playing layout. So if you want to check that out, you totally can. That also will be in the description. There's also a video I have done and completed, and we'll go from there. Okay. So yeah, controller support is awesome. Don't always want to be glued straight to my computer. I'd like to relax, get back, and treat it like it is a console. Just sometimes. So yeah. Sometimes when I do that though, I might fall asleep. Okay. Pinned multiplayer. 5 ways to do that. Okay, we're good there. How to play the old Java version. Is the game good now? 3 hours ago. Huh. 3 hours ago. Is the game good now? 6 hours. I'm certainly the wrong person to answer this question, but it probably depends on what you're looking for. The game does indeed put a big focus on building. The building tools are quite powerful and enable you to build anything with basically no limitations. Just check out some of the impressive builds made by the community. But it also has a relatively steep learning curve. You still build with blocks and other shapes, but they're fully resizable and can be freely placed and rotated. That's just awesome, though. Other than that, it's a relatively peaceful game. Apart from building, provides between 10 to 30 hours of content, but this greatly depends on your playstyle. You can also check out our roadmap to get a rough overview of the game's state. Some bigger features are still on our to-do list, like dungeons, trains, or more in-depth NPC interactions. And if you need that, check out the video in the description. I went through the entire roadmap. In case of doubt, or if these features are important to you, I'd recommend to wait a little bit longer before buying the game. No, Red, tell them to buy it now. Buy it now. Of course, as a developer, he probably wants it to be polished to not discourage people away, because first impressions are everything, right? If you download the game, you're like, man, I don't like that, then you probably don't pick it up again. So I love you for making this game. Let's hug, man hug. Keep up the good work. Hee hee. Thanks for your kind words. Can I? No, I don't want to report. Let me first welcome to the community. Can I comment? Oh, I'm not even hold on. I have to load up the actual Steam. Here we go. Nope. Hold on. We'll comment later, man. We'll comment later. We'll talk to you, Red. We'll send some stuff out. I want to let you know we're covering it for you. Okay. We're gonna get some people. Okay. Here we go. Add split screen. I mean, I guess, or just wait for a console. I feel like I don't know split screening on a computer. Sounds hard. Turning off retic. Sorry, I can't even say that. Reticle with bow. Is there a way to turn off a reticle with the bow? I love this addition, but I'd like the realism and challenge of learning to shoot it without reticle. Like recall? I don't know what bro is saying. Still not sure if we really want to keep the or not. However, for the time being, we will add an option to hide it. After the next hotfix, you will be able to set game bow hide crosshair to true the config properties when the rectal will be gone. Okay, thank you. First of all, if you're looking for authenticity, you're way off. It's ridiculous. Your character's holding the bow to the side on his right and not in line with the target. I've never seen anyone hold a bow like that. Oh, geez, bro. And I practiced instinctive shooting for years with a 45-pound longbow, then a 50-pound Korean hunting bow. The aiming point is much more realistic because it matches your line of sight, your actual aim. If you want authenticity, you should ask to remove the automatic zoom instead, though some crossbows can be equipped with a scope because its range can be greater and more accurate. I've seen kids buying them. Of course, it's less obvious than a crossbow, and I think I switched from crossbow to the bow. Now I'm forced to craft at least in French. Okay. Okay. All right. That sounds like this is old, but people are responding. You guys got a good community out here. Doing pretty great there. F tool, that cursor. Yeah, I mean, some of these might be in German. There's no way. Old boot, not. Yeah, I mean, you can't really do much with the old boot. Oh, that sounds really weird. Did it happen in. Wait, hold on. I just caught the old boot, but it's not wearable. It has the horse symbol on it, but of course, it doesn't go on the horse. If you get one from the menu in Creative, it is wearable. Is this indeed a slight glitch? Maybe you can wear that. I didn't know that. Do you just put it like on your feet, or you just like have one boot? Oh, that sounds really weird. Did it happen in single player? To do that, please open the history. Then I brief like boot not wearable and send the report. Report sent. Thank you. Thanks a lot for the report. Dude, Red, you're everywhere, man. You're awesome. Look at you. Never seen someone so much engaged. How goes it? Dynamite? Okay, what do you got for us? Dynamite. Small hiatus. Dynamite lights but will not explode. Has something changed? Fortunately, this bug affects all items where the status changes grenades, dynamite, fireworks, but the next update will... Okay. So this might be some of the... I do notice that when you throw these things, they don't always load, and I've seen it in a couple of videos. But then I've also seen it actually work, so to figure out that wiki, that one's locked. Okay. Default crafting amount. Why does the crafting amount value default to the last thing you crafted, even if it is a different item? The last thing I crafted was 45 bait from guts. I opened the menu to craft a primitive workbench in the wilderness after farming. Click craft, and I crafted value is defaulted to instead of 1, so instantly craft. Did you really? Are you serious? I mean, okay. That is funny though. Okay. I mean, I get your point, but that is pretty funny. Agreed that it's not making any sense. I fall for that pit myself many times. Ridiculously, there are other amounts that seem to reset. Sorry for the trouble, but thanks for bringing this to my attention. The game does actually clamp the amount, but only in certain cases. In creative mode or when not having enough resources in your inventory. However, I would change that in the next update so each recipe will track a separate amount. Alternatively, I would also add a general reset to 1 when selecting. So does that mean you're coming out with that in next month, man? Hey, I mean, this already sounds like it's a lot, dude. That's an interesting conundrum. Be beneficial for the amount to stick. That is funny. That is so funny. Sorry, water, but that's funny. Okay. 2. Arctic greenhouse. No way. Water. Where to get water in the north? Snow is. Huh? There's no rain, no water. Take a supply with you. It takes up space in the backpack. It is not possible to melt snow and ice on the water. Lakes and near enclosed inlets. There's water. Just have to find it. Lake, I agree, but very far. Yes, alternative source of water and fibers are still lacking in cold region. But it's fibers, dude. It's okay, man. When you go there, prepare and bring water and look for the inlets along the shore to go and dock there. You'll have a good chance of finding fresh water. Yes. We need to be able to fill buckets with snow, hang the bucket over a campfire like on a spit kind of thing, and melt the snow to become a pail of water. That would be, yes. That's good. Yep. Definitely makes sense. But till then, just have to find it. Yeah, I like that. Good. I'm on someone else's server and just got confused. Been playing for a long time. So back to build a tomato farm underground and building the tunnel to the lake underground. Thank you for the tips. Fabric is not available in the house to sleep in a tent. You gotta bring that with you, man. And the chest. So yeah, there's chests out there. If I remember right, Red states in another thread, collecting melting snow is something that will be implemented in the future. It makes sense. Arctic is intentionally the most difficult environment in the game, at least so far. Good, they keep it that way. There would be a little reason to explore if all continents had. Yes, correct. Below 0. I'm wearing a fursuit and a miner's helmet. 5, and I'm freezing. You gotta get that technological suit, man. Gotta get it. Good. A lot of work, though. General discussions. Oh, we're gonna have to, like, keep going on each page. So, Arctic greenhouse. Constant glassing. Leveling the ground. Crafting and inventory. Let's see what some of these people have to say. A lot of things we lost. Arctic greenhouse. I built a greenhouse at my Arctic biome. The problem is no matter what I put down, dirt, mud, farm block, I cannot plant any seeds in the ground. Huh. Edit. I am able to plant trees in the greenhouse, but not seeds. Basic question. Does it have a roof? You can only plant under cover of a roof. And you also have to plow the dirt with the hoe to get farmable land. Sounds like you haven't done that. Build a greenhouse, but I use block 7 and everything is fine. There's a lot of iron and there are no problems with the blocks. I had forgot to add heat to greenhouse. Once I did, I was able to plant seeds. Thanks for reply. That's cool. That's awesome. Lone Wolf 3. Thanks, buddy. Okay, we're going to go down to page 2 to still. More than one Arctic and desert island? There could be. A lot of things. We'll talk about that one. That's for sure. More than, yeah, see. I was exploring the Arctic area in my car while I was checking out the eastern coast when I saw land due east of where I was, thinking it was a small island. I brought up the map and saw it was neither, so I flew over and much to my surprise, a whole other Arctic area. Curious, I did the same thing in the desert area I've already explored, and sure enough, if I fly far enough, there's another desert area too. Is this a glitch? No. That's in our world we go to the right, we go east, and we already find a desert. We don't even have to go south. And then our Arctic is very far north though. The next area island to the north is always Arctic. To the south, it's always desert. Yep. Oh, here we go. Apart this 2 points, everything else is random. So that means east and west from your starter item is random. So you can have other temperate island as well as Arctic island or desert. And after point 1 and 2, it's also random. So after that, you can find temperate island, Arctic, or desert. Cool. 8 regions around your starter region. Only the ones north and south of you are guaranteed to be Arctic and desert, so respectively, the other 6 will be random among the 3 types. Since Unity version, yes. Actually unlimited, arranged in a large grid of regions that extend out forever. There's 16 regions around them, even more. This time, though, the further you go out, the more unstable things will become due to some limitations in how position is tracked. Ah, makes sense. I like the concept of the islands. I think it's great. Okay, let's see. Surface edit, building in space, bug problem, a lot of things we lost. Yeah, let's talk about this. Let's talk about this. In the lava version, in the Java version, there are good things that we lost. We can get back animal tour teleportation. That mean pictures of workbenches, statues, bars, banker suit, cool, silver, copper, strawberries. Yeah, let's get that back. We have I think we have, which is iron. Yeah, let's get copper back. Yeah. Trees need coconuts. Sea water can be desalinated. I think a machine for that would be good. Fruit trees. There's no way I'm reading this. I don't think there's a translate button, is there? We have a Unity version server. We want to get back to what we're used to. It's not difficult. We're willing to wait. Yes, I've been waiting for the majority of these things to make it into the Unity version ever since the announcement was getting done. I believe most things will make it into, but just be aware there's some things that will not come back. Mainly some things that the dev didn't feel were very useful or wanted. However, I do not know any details. Well, we'll keep looking for that. We don't need dungeons. We already have a city underground at different depths. There's little food on the southern islands. We don't kill the beasts. Okay. I've been waiting for dungeons for a long time. It's the only feature that I miss. We need them back. Survival needs a lot of work. Other than that, I'd like to see the return of silver and copper and other ores and resources that would tie different textures to the construction menu instead of just using wood and iron for everything that we don't have a specific resource for. Yeah, there's plenty of food in the south, or you can grow it. Yeah. Yes. Overall, I think the large-scale resources overhaul could provide. Yeah, we need more resources, I would say. But, just get the silver and the copper back. That unlocks a couple different things. Crafting inventory, suggestions, death versus respawn, building in space, inventory, partial solution. High GPU utilization. Well, yeah, dude. I have Intel Core CPU uses around max. I'm getting an average GPU. That's kind of good, I think. Intel Core i9 CPU usage is average. FPS max average is 33. Average suggestions or thoughts. It already has 32 gigabytes of RAM. Okay, which is what I'm switching to. Crafted farm blocks do not take seedlings. Insulation calculation, explosives, updated roadmap. Aged animal issues, lag spikes, third person. It looks like someone wants that. Saw earlier answers were soon to this question. Think it was watching clips on YouTube, and they all still seem to be in first person. So no third person yet. Unfortunately, I can't play in first person. Gets nauseous and dizzy. Really? That sucks, bud. Fortunately, there is no third person view yet. Currently moving the game to another engine, and the new version first needs to catch up with the Java version before we can finally add new features. We don't have an ETA for a third person view. You're probably referring to this topic. Basically, oh yeah, he linked it. We've never said soon there, just another user posted. I'm sorry if that caused confusion. However, hopefully we will be able to replace the Java version with the new version by the end of the year. So this is about 3 years ago. Only views, try this combat, the dizziness, adjust and turn off motion blur. There you go. Games, Thanks for the detail. I've tried most everything that goes into settings and first. Helps a little sometimes, but fortunately not enough to help be able to play fully. I have to wait until this game comes out in third person. I don't even know with the building system how the third person would even work. I understand like some games really work well. I mean the combat and everything, that's fine. When you sail, it's kind of third person, sort of. Okay. Well, yeah, so quite a bit of things today. That's just kind of what's going on with people and what they're talking about right now. And just looks like a lot of bug fix requests, paper press, mechanical blocks. But all ores on alt? No, I don't think so. Recycling station, because it makes it the point of having to go to different areas. So I don't know if I agree with that one. Recycling station. Yes. Says let's say you accidentally made too many. Yes, we need a recycling station or a scrap station or something. Proposal for some improvements. It would much easier travel if the map were towards accessible. Yep, they're working on that. Storage space on sailboat like the robot would be. Oh, we already have that. Steel tip spear functioning like the stone tipped one would be a nice addition. Okay. Likewise, a knife with more ancient or medieval look would also be welcome. Fishing, quite obvious now that we even have worms for bait. Crossbows. Okay. Rising World needs more design similar to the game, very UI heavy. Paper press will pick picks, be practical for digging sand. You just sell sand with a pickaxe and a bottom shovel. Please make a shovel, okay? I guess that makes sense. So he's just asking for a shovel. Okay. Now this is something he's already working on. Will there be mechanical blocks in the future, like for example a rotating block that would allow us to build windmills? And we talked about that in our video yesterday. The game needs more. Okay, they're working on that. Question guiding horse. And yeah, let's talk about this one real quick. Yes, it's planned. Yes, that's indeed planned, as mentioned. I really hope that we can start working on it soon. This is covered by the movable structures card on the roadmap, but unfortunately, it does not contain much information yet. Okay, that was on May 27th. Great, this game is awesome. Yes, it is. Well, all right, guys. You can go ahead and check out for yourself. Go on Steam. This is where a lot of the discussion pages are. There's also a forums website that's separate, and you can go ahead and get involved in there. Looks like Red is very active, and hopefully we can have this update pretty soon. All right. Well, we'll see you next time. Check out the other videos. Bye.